Okay, Drone Pool here. Now we're going to talk today about a 3-inch racing drone build kit. This is the Tyro 79, available now on Banggood for $79, hence the name Tyro 79. Now came out with a 5-inch build kit called the Tyro 99, and it was $99, and that's this quad right here. So the kit we're going to look at will resemble this quite a bit, just a smaller version. Okay, now when this came out, a lot of people did not like the stock camera, and a lot of them didn't even use it in their build. They replaced it right away before they even gave it a chance. So I did the same thing. I put a run cam in mine, and I did switch out the VTX for a different VTX also. But for $100, you can't beat it. Now, if you have never built a drone before and you thought about maybe trying your hand at it, a kit like this I would recommend would be a good way to go for your first one, because the soldering is minimal and it gives you the feel for the components and what all is involved in it. And for this 3-inch, for only being $79, I think it's a pretty good deal. So even if it lasts you 6 months or whatever. So it is not bind and fly, it is plug and play. You do have to provide your own receiver for whatever protocol you're going to fly. I fly S-Bus, so I will be getting a FR Sky XM Plus receiver. Guess I need to order one right away, so I have it coming. So let's take a look and see what you get in the box of the Tyro 79. Okay, 1-piece frame, 140 millimeter is what this is, and there's some give to it. It's not real rigid, so I'm afraid if you smash it too hard, it could break very easy. It's 3 millimeters, so that's not too bad. That's better than 2 millimeters. So 3 millimeter bottom plate. Okay, this is for your battery and battery strap and a couple pads. There's no directions with this, by the way. Here is your 2 side plate pieces that go on these metal pieces right here. I gotta stay in frame. These are very thin. I don't even think they're 1 millimeter. Yeah, these are very thin, but they do bolt onto that metal piece. So yeah, they're just they are 1 millimeter, barely. So 1 millimeter, and these actually screw onto the sides of these metal frames right here. And there's a square couple spacers that go in between these two. So I'm probably going to watch a video of someone else who put this together, just to get familiar with some of it. Here's the VTX. I'll probably use this to start off with. I'm not sure. I do have another one I can use. It has a cord in it already, so the cord just plugs into here, and it just plugs right into your flight controller. No soldering. There's a button on the side right here to set your bands and frequencies, but I don't see anything on this board that indicates to you what band or frequency you're on. There's no LED screen. I don't see no lights. So you just may have to do this through goggles somehow. more than likely that's how you'll have to do it. Just put on your goggles and press the button until you get to where you want to be. There's some pads on the back. Video in, 5 volt, 7 to 24 volt, ground, and GNOP. I can't even hardly make that out. Whatever that's for, I'm not even sure what that's for. CNDP, I can't even really read it. So, whatever that's for. Okay, so there's your VTX. You get some black zip ties. You get a bag of 4 screws, and I'm not really sure what these 4 screws go to. I don't know. Unless that's what they want you to use to screw through the bottom plate to hold on your stack. I don't know. Confusing. I can't believe they don't even put any directions in here. Here's another bag full of screws and a couple standoffs. Keep getting out of frame. Prop nuts. You get an extra set of prop nuts because you got some on the motors. Here's all your cables. You have your this is for your receiver. If you're using a S-bus, you can use the pins and solder the pins to your receiver and just plug them right in here, and that just plugs into your board. This does take an XT30, not a 60. So make sure you have whatever batteries. I've been running 850 milliamp 3S batteries on my other quads of this size. Here's the main ribbon cable from your ESC to your flight controller. You have a cable in here for your camera. So, and then I think there's another VTX. So, I don't know. So you got your cables. You get a strap. Now the camera is just a stock ESC camera. I don't think there's nothing real fancy about it. I know a lot of guys on the Tyro 99 did not care for the stock camera, so they didn't even use it. They put in a different camera right away, which is what I did. I didn't even use the stock camera. And I've been looking for that camera and I can't find it. I don't know what I did with it, but it's around here. So I have another camera I'm thinking of using, the Foxeer Aero Micro Pro. I have a black one laying around, so I may use that in this build instead of this camera. Here are the motors. And you know, just from first glance, they look pretty decent, to be honest with you. Real ratchety, whatever. You can feel the magnets and they're catching, which I think that's good. They feel good. And these are, I think they're 1607. Tyro 79, 1607, 2800 kV. So, 1607, 2800 kV. So you got 4 of those. 2 clockwise, 2 counterclockwise. Here are your props. You only get 4 props, and from what I've been seeing, these aren't that great. They're really flimsy. People don't like them. They said as soon as they put on a different prop, they noticed a big difference right away. So I may not even use these. I'm thinking these might fit. And I don't care if the color doesn't matches. I think the blue will look good against that gold. Yeah. So I'm thinking of using these instead. Yeah, these will work. These are 3045s, so I'm thinking of just using these props. instead of these. So, or I may do a few flights with these just to get the feel for it in case I crash it, and then put these on. So, something like that. So here is the stack. Okay, you got your ESC on the bottom, and man, them are small, but I like that they protrude out, so that should make soldering a little bit easier for you. And the smaller tip you have for these, probably the better. You are going to have to solder on your XT30 right here. And really, that's pretty much all the soldering, your XT30 and your motors, and that's it. Everything else plugs in. You have your 2 ports for your ESC to your flight controller. I believe this is for the camera. I'm just going by how the 99 was set up. This is usually the VTX, and this is your receiver. But okay, one thing you need to make note of. I don't know, you probably can't see it, and my camera's not going to really focus on it that great. Yeah, it's all blurry, but right beside this port here, there are 3 small solder pads right here. Okay, 3 of them. Now you have to bridge 2 of them for your protocol. You have to bridge the one on the far left and the one in the middle. You have to solder those together to activate S-Bus. And then you have to solder the middle one and the one on the right if you want to activate PPM. I found that out the hard way on the Tyro 99. I didn't know I had to do that. I couldn't get it to bind, or I didn't know that. And through some research, I found out, oh, yeah, you gotta bridge those 2 pads to activate it. So keep that in mind. Don't forget to do that. That'd probably be one of the first things I'm going to do, just so it's out of the way. So there you go. The Tyro 79. That's what you get in the box for our Tyro 79 for $79. So I really don't think that these components, I think they're like Maytag components. I really don't think they're all that great. So if something ever happens and the flight controller goes out or the ESC, I'm not going to replace it with the same one. I'll just get a whole new stack that's better. But for $79, BL Heli S D-Shot. So it does run D-Shot. Now, one of the gripes about the Tyro 99 was the ESCs were pretty weak. But I don't know, we'll find out. So I'll get this put together as soon as I can. I'll get back with you and let you know how it went. We'll do a maiden test, see how all that goes. So yeah, if you've never put a drone together before and you thought about it, I'd get a kit like this. This would be a good way to get your feet wet, get some experience with it, and it's not too awful difficult. The hardest part's probably, if you've never done it before, is figuring out Betaflight, because you will have to set it up in Betaflight. But once you do that a time or two, that's not too hard either, really. It's just looks more daunting and sounds more daunting than it is. But like I said, once you do it a couple of times, it's not too bad. So there you go. That is the Tyro 79 kit, build kit. So like I said, I'll go ahead and whenever I get this put back together, I'll come back and we'll revisit it. Alright. Thanks for tuning in. This is Drone Pool, signing out.